Okay, so you want to talk Dragon Ball Daima. Get ready for a Dragon Ball Z vibe.
Okay.
But with a twist.
Mhm.
We're diving into a world where Goku and the gang are facing a power move even they didn't see coming. They're back to being kids.
What's fascinating here is how this new series fits right into the established Dragon Ball timeline.
Right.
It slots in after the Majin Buu saga, but before Dragon Ball Super.
Right.
We're talking after the whole Kid Buu showdown, but before Beerus and Whis show up.
Right. It's like someone hit the rewind button on our favorite Saiyan heroes.
Yeah.
Speaking of rewind, the premiere episode throws us right into Trunks' birthday party. You know, Bulma and Vegeta's son.
Right.
Everyone's there,
Yeah.
having a good time.
Sure.
And then, bam, enter the new big bad, Gomah, the self-proclaimed king of the demon realm.
And he does not come bearing gifts, unless you count a heaping dose of chaos as a present. Gomah uses the Dragon Balls to make a wish that turns Goku and the Z fighters who fought Majin Buu back into children.
Can you imagine the look on Vegeta's face? Talk about a Saiyan-sized temper tantrum. But seriously, this transformation isn't just some wacky visual gag. It completely flips the script on what we know about these characters.
Absolutely. Remember, these are warriors who've trained their bodies and minds to near perfection.
Right.
Now they're back to square one, physically at least.
Wow.
Imagine having all that experience, all those epic battles stored in your mind, but being trapped in the body of your younger self.
It'd be like being a black belt in karate. But your punches have the force of a toddler. They're going to have to rely on strategy and cunning more than ever before. But let's rewind for a second. How did Gomah even pull this off? Weren't the Dragon Balls supposed to be under lock and key, metaphorically speaking?
That's where things get interesting. Gomah has some help, Degesu, the younger brother of Supreme Kai-Shin,
Right.
and his sister, Dr. Arinsu. Family drama, am I right?
The Supreme Kai has a brother, and he's in cahoots with the new king of the demon realm. Talk about a dysfunctional family reunion. This is huge because it gives us a peek behind the curtain of the divine realm and hints at some serious power struggles happening even amongst the Kais.
It certainly adds a new layer of complexity to the Dragon Ball lore.
For sure.
And it gets even juicier. This new series isn't just set in familiar territory. We're venturing into the heart of the demon realm, a place teeming with its own set of rules and even its own set of Dragon Balls.
Wait, back up. 2 sets of Dragon Balls. Now that's a game changer. Tell me more about this demon realm.
Okay.
What's it like?
Well, picture a place where the energy is different, almost chaotic.
Okay.
It's a realm steeped in shadow and mystery where power seems to pulse from the very air. And instead of being guarded by a dragon like Shenron, these demon realm Dragon Balls are protected by these robotic beings called Tamagami.
Robotic Dragon Ball
Yeah.
protectors. That's wild. It makes you wonder what other secrets this demon realm holds.
It certainly piques the curiosity, doesn't it? But amidst all this demon realm intrigue, remember those miniaturized Z fighters? We've got Goku back to his old tricks, wielding the Noibo, his trusty power pole that can extend to incredible lengths.
Right.
For those unfamiliar, it's like a magical bow staff that can reach clear across the planet.
It's a classic Goku move, relying on a combination of martial arts skill and that trademark adaptability.
Yeah.
But even with the new Abo, can a pint-sized Goku really hope to take on a threat like Gomah?
That's the million Zini question, isn't it? And it's a question that goes beyond just Goku. Think about the other Z fighters. Vegeta, Piccolo, Krillin.
Right.
They're all back to being kids.
Yeah.
And while we know they'll eventually return to their adult forms, this temporary setback forces them to adapt and rely on skills they may have forgotten they even had.
It's like that saying, sometimes you have to go back to basics to move forward. Except in this case, the basics involve energy blasts, flying through the air, and battling interdimensional demons. Okay, so we've got pint-sized Z fighters battling it out in the demon realm. You know, it's almost poetic in a way. Goku's journey started with him as a kid, discovering his powers and exploring the world. Now he's back to those roots.
Right.
But with a lifetime of experience and the weight of the universe on his much smaller shoulders.
It's like the universe is giving him a chance to re-examine what it truly means to be strong.
Okay.
Think about it. Goku's always been a fighter.
Right.
Constantly pushing his limits. But power can be fleeting, and this new arc seems to be testing his resilience, his ability to adapt, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, this is a Goku who's died, come back, faced gods, being turned into a kid again. That's got to mess with even his head.
For sure. And let's not forget about the rest of the Z fighters.
Right.
Talking about Vegeta's potential reaction, not a happy camper. But what about Piccolo? He was Gohan's mentor.
Yeah.
And now they're both kids again.
Right.
How do you think that dynamic plays out?
It's an interesting parallel, isn't it?
Yeah.
Piccolo, the stoic strategist, now having to guide young Goku while also navigating his own return to childhood.
Wow.
It's almost as if he's being given a second chance at mentorship. But this time, the stakes are even higher.
Right.
And let's not forget, he's not the only one dealing with these unexpected changes. Imagine being Krillin, who's always been the underdog.
Yeah.
Now having to face opponents who dwarf him even more than usual.
Right. Talk about an uphill battle.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's something I've always loved about Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
It's not afraid to put its characters through the ringer.
Yeah.
To test their limits and force them to grow. And in Dragon Ball Daima, this growth takes on a whole new dimension. We're not just talking about power levels and new transformations here.
Right.
But a deeper, more internal struggle.
Exactly. It's about rediscovering what makes them heroes, what drives them to protect others, even when they're not at their physical peak. This adversity reveals their core essence, the qualities that have resonated with fans for decades.
Speaking of fans, there's been a lot of buzz about Dragon Ball Daima's animation style. Yeah. What are your thoughts? Some have said it harkens back to Dragon Ball GT.
There are definitely some stylistic nods to Dragon Ball GT.
Yeah.
Especially in the way the characters are drawn and the overall color palette used in certain scenes.
Right.
But I wouldn't say it's a carbon copy.
Okay.
Dragon Ball Daima's animation feels more fluid, more dynamic. The fight scenes, in particular, have this raw energy that's reminiscent of the classic Dragon Ball Z battles, but with a modern flair.
Yes. The fight scenes are incredible. The animators really outdid themselves with the choreography and the special effects. Did you see that scene in the second episode where Goku deflects those energy blasts with his power pole? It was so fast-paced, I had to rewind and watch it again.
It's those little touches, those nods to the past, while embracing new techniques that make Dragon Ball Daima visually stunning.
Yeah.
It's clear that a lot of love and attention to detail went into crafting this series.
Speaking of love and attention to detail, let's talk about the Demon Realm for a sec.
Okay.
This isn't just some generic, fiery underworld.
Yeah.
The creators have really gone above and beyond to make it feel like a unique and fully realized world with its own cultures, creatures, and even its own set of laws.
The Demon Realm is almost a character in itself.
Right.
It's a place of both wonder and danger.
Okay.
Full of strange and fantastical elements. We've got those robotic Tamagami guarding the Dragon Balls.
Right.
Creatures that wouldn't look out of place in a Hayao Miyazaki film.
Wow.
And then there are those shadowy figures lurking in the background.
Okay.
Hinting at an even deeper, more sinister side to this realm.
It's like the deeper Goku and the others' journey into this realm, the more we realize we're just scratching the surface of its mysteries. What do you think? Are there any fan theories about the Demon Realm that have caught your eye?
There's one theory circulating online suggesting that the Demon Realm might be connected to the otherworldly realms we've seen in previous Dragon Ball series.
Okay.
Like the other world where King Kai resides.
Right.
It's a long shot. But the idea that all these different realms are somehow interconnected is pretty intriguing, isn't it?
Totally. It would be amazing to see some familiar faces pop up from those other realms.
Yeah.
Maybe a certain orange-clad martial artist who's fond of bad jokes.
Now, that would be an interesting twist.
Well, I know, right?
But in all seriousness, the introduction of the Demon Realm opens up a world of possibilities for the Dragon Ball universe. Both literally and figuratively.
It's like the writers are saying, hey, remember all those crazy adventures you love?
Right.
Well, buckle up, because we're just getting started.
And that's what makes this series so exciting.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Daima isn't afraid to take risks.
Right.
To explore new territory and challenge our expectations. It's a reminder that even after all these years, the world of Dragon Ball still has plenty of stories to tell.
Absolutely. So we've got a captivating new setting.
Right.
A unique visual style. And a storyline that flicks the script on our heroes.
Right.
But let's not forget about the mastermind behind it all. Gomah, what's his deal? Why go through all this trouble to turn the Z fighters into kids? What's his end game?
That's the million zini question, isn't it? On the surface, he seems like a typical power-hungry villain.
Right.
But there's a certain cunning to him, a calculated approach that suggests he's playing a much deeper game.
Okay.
He's not just interested in brute force.
Right.
He's a strategist, a manipulator.
It's like he's playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. And the Z fighters, in their current state, are like pawns in his grand scheme.
Precisely. And let's not forget his accomplices, Dagisu and Dr. Arinsu,
Right.
what are their motivations? Are they truly loyal to Gomah?
Right.
Or are they playing their own game?
Ooh, good point. There's definitely an air of mistrust between those three.
Yeah.
You can just feel the tension simmering beneath the surface. It's like a ticking time bomb, just waiting to explode.
And when it does,
Oh, yeah.
you can bet it's going to have major repercussions, not just for the demon realm,
Right.
but for the entire Dragon Ball universe.
This is what keeps us coming back for more. Right.
Mm-hmm.
The anticipation, the twists, the knowledge that at any moment the entire game could change.
Yeah.
And with Dragon Ball Daima, that feeling is amplified tenfold.
It's the perfect blend of nostalgia and innovation, a love letter to the franchise's roots, while simultaneously pushing the boundaries of what Dragon Ball can be.
I couldn't have said it better myself. All right, so we've talked about the Demon Realm's crazy energy and Gomah playing 4D chess with the Z Fighters. But let's get back to those miniaturized heroes.
Right.
How are they adapting to this sudden power shift?
It's fascinating to watch them navigate this challenge.
Yeah.
Take Goku, for example.
Right.
He's always been a natural when it comes to fighting.
Right.
But now he's having to relearn how to use his techniques in this smaller form.
Right.
Remember those iconic scenes of him training under increased gravity?
Yeah.
It's like that, but in reverse.
It's true. He can't rely on brute strength like he used to.
Right.
He's having to think faster, be more agile, almost like he's back in those early days of training with Master Roshi.
Exactly. And this forced adaptation isn't limited to Goku.
Right.
Picture Vegeta.
Oh, yeah.
The proud Saiyan prince now having to rely on speed and agility over raw power.
Right.
It's a humbling experience, but one that could ultimately make them even stronger.
You know, it makes you think about how we face similar challenges in our own lives.
Right.
There are times when we have to adapt to new situations, figure out how to use our skills in different ways. Maybe you get that new job.
Yeah.
And suddenly you're not the expert anymore.
Right.
Time to dig deep and relearn some things, all right?
Absolutely. It's about resourcefulness, ingenuity, the ability to think on your feet.
Right.
And those are qualities that the Z Fighters have in spades.
I'm sure.
They wouldn't have survived this long otherwise.
True, that. But it's not just about physical adaptation, is it? There's an emotional and mental aspect to this transformation as well.
Yeah.
These are characters who are used to being at the top of their game.
Right.
Now, they're literally looking up at their opponents.
Yeah.
And some more than others.
That's a brilliant observation. This experience forces them to confront their vulnerabilities, to acknowledge that strength isn't always about physical power.
Right.
We see glimpses of this in the way Piccolo interacts with Goku.
Yeah.
Offering guidance and encouragement in a way we haven't seen before.
Right.
It's like their mentor-student relationship has taken on a new depth.
And what about the mystery surrounding Gohan? He's been noticeably absent from all the action so far.
Right.
Any theories on where he might be?
The fandom is buzzing with speculation.
Okay.
Some believe he's off training, honing his powers to face this new threat.
Right.
Others think he might be caught in a completely different battle, unaware of what's befallen his friends and family.
Ooh, a side quest.
Right.
I like it. And let's be real. This is Dragon Ball.
Right.
Gohan's return,
Yeah.
if and when it happens, will be epic.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll show up just in the nick of time, powered up and ready to take on Gomah.
That would be a classic Dragon Ball twist, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
The hero returning at the 11th hour to save the day.
I know, right?
But even with Gohan's eventual return, the question remains, can they defeat Gomah and reverse this transformation?
Right.
And perhaps more importantly, what will they learn about themselves in the process?
That's what makes this series so compelling.
Right.
It's not just about the battles, but the journey, the growth, the exploration of what truly makes these characters strong.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Daima has captured that essence perfectly, blending those classic elements of the franchise with a fresh, exciting storyline and a whole lot of heart.
Couldn't have put it better myself.
Right.
Dragon Ball Daima is a must-watch for any fan of the series, old or new.
For sure.
It's a reminder that even after all these years, the Dragon Ball universe still has the power to surprise, delight, and leave us wanting more.
And there you have it, folks. We've taken a deep dive into the world of Dragon Ball Daima, exploring the new characters, the stunning animation, and the intriguing themes of adaptation and resilience.
We've uncovered hidden depths to this new arc, from the complex dynamics between heroes and villains to the mysteries surrounding the demon realm.
But the conversation doesn't end here. Dragon Ball Daima is a series best enjoyed with fellow fans, dissecting those plot twists, debating those power levels, and theorizing about what's to come.
So as you continue your own journey into the heart of the demon realm, remember what makes this franchise so special. The power of friendship, the thrill of adventure, and the unwavering spirit that drives us to overcome any challenge, no matter how big or small we may be.
And with that, we'll leave you with one final thought. What would you wish for if you stumbled upon those Demon Realm Dragon Balls? Think about it, and until next time, keep on diving deep.